Okay, so I think this is working right now. So here's what we have to parts A, C, and D for your thing. It took me just a few minutes. It was better for me to read it over, when with like a fresher head, because this makes a lot more sense to me right now, and hopefully it'll help you guys as well. So if you look at the instructions, it says in the second paragraph, sorry, the third, it says John uses a standard pricing formula that is common in the segment of the industry that PCT occupies. What it says is the pricing formula is set price equal to 125% of the product cost, but the cost of the stainless steel is going to be 150% of the tank's steel cost. So the first part A is asking for the product cost of each one using the traditional costing formula, which, as you can see, is 150% the cost of steel. So all you have to do is take 1.5, which is 150%, and multiply it by the cost of the steel for each one of them. So for the basic tank, 1.5 times 7,000. For the size modified basic tank, 1.5 times 9,000. And then for the customized tank, 1.5 times 12,000 to get these three answers. For part C, it's saying, okay, what is the gross profit if we sell this many units? Well, for gross profit, we're first going to have to know the contribution margin per unit. And to know the contribution margin, we need to know what we're selling the product for. So if you remember, it said the pricing formula is set to price equal to 125% of the computed product cost. Part C is asking you to use current costing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1.25, which is 125%, and we're going to multiply it by the cost under the current costing approach, which we found in part A. So for the basic tank, it's 1.25 times 10,500. For the size bonafide basic tank, it's 1.25 times 13,500. And for the customized tank, it's 1.25 times 18,000. This here gives us the price we're selling for. What we need to do is find the contribution margin per unit, which is the same thing as finding the gross profit per unit, which is the price you sell for, so for the basic tank, 13,125, minus the cost you had to incur in order to make the basic tank under current costing, 10,500, again found in part A. We subtract the two, and for the basic tank we get 2,625. We're going to repeat that process for the size modified basic tank, 16,875 minus 13,500, to get 3,375. And for the customized tank, we're going to do 22,500 minus the 18,000 to get 4,500. This is the gross profit per unit. However, we are also told that he sells, and I'm pulling up the picture on my phone just to make sure I use the correct numbers. Yes, he sells 250 units of the basic tank, so 250 times the 2,625 is the total gross profit from the basic tank, which is 656,250. He sells 150 of the size modified basic tanks, so 150 times 3,375 is a gross profit total from the size modified basic tank of 506,250. And then he sells 135 custom tanks, so 135 times 4,500 to get 607,500. Add them all together and you get a total gross profit of 1,770,000. Part D is asking for the exact same thing as C, except we're going to use the costs from ABC costing, which you found and got correct in Part B. So I did not list the actual Part B, but I'm using the numbers that you guys had plugged in because they were correct. So for the basic tank, we